Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with Game 3 of the Tribe StarCraft Best League. Is how Basie has phrased it. It's also called the All-Star Race Battle in some places, whatever you want to call it. It's a very kind of cool little sort of thing for the intermission between the Winners League and the next season of the Pro League and kind of the off-season sort of thing. And if you haven't seen the first two games, they're on my account. I did them by myself, but this is Game 3, and I'm going to be doing Game 3 and possibly some more with Cholera. And basically, it's three different teams of four of the best and most popular players for each race, and then they go at it in a Winners League style. So, well, again, if you want to go back and watch the first two games, then go watch them now. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you what happened, because it's Winners League style. So the first game was Nada versus Savior, and Nada actually won that game, and so just like Winners League, he stayed in the chair. And then he played Julyzerg next, and Julyzerg beat Nada, so then Julyzerg stays in the chair, and he's going to be facing Hwasin in this game. So, very interesting. We got two teammates playing against each other in this game.
Yeah, I mean, all of these are storied matchups, too, by the way. Nada versus Savior, of course, were, basically rivals for a period in 2006 and 2007. Savior took an OSL title off of Nada, resulting in his first win. Nada versus July, meanwhile, they had fought in two OSL finals, in the past. I think Nada beat July possibly both times. Just one. Actually, it was just one. I was thinking of something else. Nada versus July also fought in some semifinals, but I casted one where Nada pummeled July to the ground in OSL finals a couple of years ago. But, obviously July got some revenge. And July versus Hwasin, both of them are now on the same team on STXO, but this was the matchup where July unveiled his Mutalist micro, the first time other than Shark, some random stupid Zerg player, other than Shark, he invented the Mutalist stacking bug, or he first started using it. I'm sure there's some guy whose name someone's going to find who invented it, but it doesn't matter. Julyzerg revolutionized it, because he used it against Hwasin I think it was just an OSL game, actually. It was an ODT game, or perhaps something like that, an OSL preliminary game. But he used it against Hwasin, and everyone was so shocked. Everyone was just amazed, because no one knew how the hell he could do it back in 2006 with all the Mulas stacked together. And now, of course, every single Zerg player in the foreign or Korean world does it. So should be an exciting game here on Andromeda. This is a rather Terran-favored map. However, July is rather scary recently, so, he beat Piano pretty badly in the last game I casted, STX versus Wunjin. And, I do expect this to be a good game.
Yeah, I think what you might have been thinking of is that Nada met Savior in two different. He met him in the OSL and then in the Shinhan Masters.
Oh, right,
as well.
possibly.
So that's what that was. But yeah, July getting a little bit of revenge for that finals that he lost to Nada, and now Hwasin, I guess, has the chance to get revenge for July revolutionizing Zerg against him.
Owning him with mutas. Yeah.
I don't know. But they are on the same team, and usually people are very pleasant to members of the other team when they have to face them in tournaments, so I don't expect there to be any hard feelings in this matchup. But it should be fun to watch nonetheless. Hwasin is very, very, very good against Zerg in particular, and Julyzerg, he's known for his versus Terran, but lately it's not been his best matchup, but it's something that he's been trying to improve a lot. So we'll be able to see what he's got going for him. And there's the Terran team looking on, in case you didn't know that. There's Lita, Flash, and of course Nada looking on. And Julyzerg's team, by the way, if you haven't watched my other videos, is July and Savior, obviously, and then the twins, Yellow Arnak and Luxury are the other two players for the Zerg team. So,
what happened to Jaedong?
Jaedong, I don't know. I was wondering that myself. Someone said in some forums that Jaedong, that Hwasin Oz, denied him, they invited him and Oz said no.
Flash's girlfriend!
So, was that who that was, really?
No, I'm just making it up. He was being shy, though, so I assume it was his girlfriend. Or maybe because he has no personality. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, I was just saying that I heard that Oz actually told them that Jaedong would not be participating. Maybe they wanted him to concentrate on the Winners League playoffs, But your Flash is really, really embarrassed about something. It's true. Maybe they wanted to concentrate on Winners League playoffs, but it's not. It's not fair because I mean, Julyzerg and actually STX no, STX isn't in the playoffs, but Flash is, Lita's team is, and a couple of the Protoss players. Actually, almost all the Protoss players were. Bisu, um, Bisu, Best, Jangbi, and Stork. Um, uh, Bisu and Best obviously in the Pro League playoffs as well for SKT1. So I guess Oz is just a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know what the term is for it, but they decided that Jaedong was too important to be participating in this little all-star match.
Anal.
But, yeah, something like that. But that's why Jaedong isn't there. But the other teams still have some top players there. So.
Yeah, I mean, these Star League things are, exhibition matches are always fun to watch. I think they're big crowd pleasers. And anyway, let's talk about this game right now. It looks like we started with a 3-hatch for July, and we have a Rax into Command Center at the Mineral only for Hwasin. We'll see if he decides to float it down. I don't think he will. I think he's just going to be content to play Medic Marine here. That's my guess for his build. And Hwasin, of course, has gone Medic Marine pretty much every game I've seen him play recently. By the way, you should check out Hwasin versus By Hero. That is an amazing series, and I will say, without giving it away, that By Hero plays very, very July-esque. I was actually thinking, when did Hwasin and July just play recently? And I was like, oh no, it was By Hero versus Hwasin, and just a great series. One of the best TVZs I've seen in a long time. And so anyway, July is going to be going for a standard 3-hatch Mutalisk build, I can only assume, and we're probably just going to see Medic Marine here for Hwasin. Hwasin picked up that expansion pretty early, so he is going to have an advantage here. And the Terran, if they're going Medic Marine, really don't need that second gas for a very, very long time. So he's going to be absolutely fine with his timing. This is a map that's favored towards Terran because of the fact that the Terran can hold up their natural so easily, and they can get up to third base with the minerals, and to last them into a mid game very easily. So here we're seeing Engineering Bay also for Hwasin. That's also fairly early. Maybe he's going to think about getting a fast +1. Or actually, no, it's about the right timing because the Spire is down now for July. Julyzerg probably going to show some good Mutabilis Micro. We'll see if he does get some Queens, though, because that was certainly fun to watch when he did that against, I don't remember who, but him and Jaedong have been the only ones who've been using that in snare strategy recently.
Yeah, that would definitely be fun to see.
And Hiva, of course.
And of course Hiva. But yeah, it's always cool. These exhibition matches, sometimes they don't take them as seriously. Whoa, a lot of Zerglings coming in. Julyzerg doing his classic surround with Zerglings and absolutely slaughtering Hwasin's force of Medic Marines. Oh my god. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And that is exactly what Julyzerg is known for. Well, he's not known for it, but I mean, that's something that he does really, really well. And he's one of the best at doing that. Just getting those Zerglings in early and owning the crap out of Medic Marines with just Zerglings alone. And now it's going to be really, really difficult for Hwasin to hold off these Mutalisks because the Mutalisks are going to pop. They're morphing right now. They're going to be popping in 30 seconds, and he's going to have maybe 8 Marines out by that point, and not many more. And actually, more Zerglings coming in. Managed to get partway up the ramp and kill another 1 Marine. Is he going to kill any more Marines? No, he's not going to kill any more Marines. But again, that's just more Marines that won't be there to combat the Mutalisks. And he's even just now getting turrets up. I think the turrets are going to come in just barely in the nick of time, but I don't think he's going to have enough of them. And without the Medic Marines to support the turrets, I think these Mutalisks are about to do some ownage.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're going to be some Firebat Hero turrets, and I like to say Firebat Hero turrets because he gets them always at exactly the last moment. In fact, they are going to be Firebat Hero turrets. They are up, and that is a compliment to Firebat Hero, by the way. He gets them at the perfect timing, usually. So that's very good for him, but right now, you're right about the fact that July has a huge military advantage because of the fact that those Lings were used, and I'm actually very happy he did that. We usually don't see Zerg players do that a lot against Terran, get a lot of Lings and try to surprise the Terran like that. They usually cede the ground to the Terran before they get Mutalisks. Before basically they get Lurkers, they just allow the Terran to just own the ground, and they put up sunken colonies instead of going for Lings. And, I like to see the switch up, sometimes like this. And here we're seeing July showing off some nice Mutalisk Micro, although so far actually it's it's not the best. He could be picking off more. Now he is going to be picking off more. All right, so there we go. There's some of the July Muta Micro that we love to see. And wow, there goes all the Marines from Hwasin. July in firm control of this game. He's also picked up an expansion at the bottom left. He's also going to get Lurkers out. So he's doing damage to Hwasin, and he's proceeding very, very closely to the plan here for the Savior build, the 3-hatch Muta Savior build. And I got to assume that he is taking a firm lead that he's going to hold on to for the rest of this game.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Julyzerg is, like you said, he's not making any more Mutalisks. He's just kind of sticking with this group here, and he's doing a lot of damage with these Mutalisks. He's really, really keeping Hwasin inside of his base. And he's definitely going to be able to get up a 4th base in that bottom left spawn. And because of the way it's set up, he's going to be able to get Lurkers on that ramp and take another mineral only, a 5th base, very easily eventually at the mineral only expansion of that bottom left. Although he seems to have his Lurkers morphing out in front of Hwasin's base instead of at his expansion. He may be going for a bit of a stop Lurker trick here. No, the Lurkers come in just within sight. And so he's going to actually get chased off there. He can't pull a stop Lurker trick or anything like that. And actually, Hwasin somehow managed to get up a decent amount of mech brains and some tanks to move out here. And just, I think, partly because July hasn't been making any more mutas here. But again, July is really sees the economic advantage. He's going to be able to protect his bases. His new base is pretty easy with these Lurkers. Because Hwasin, he has a few tanks, but he doesn't have many medic marines at this point. So, and Hwasin's just at 2 bases, so basically Hwasin needs to do some damage right now with this squad of tanks and mech marines, or he's going to lose in the long term.
Absolutely. He also needs to compete. He has a competing interest, and that is picking up his 3rd base at the natural expansion. He also needs to do that, but also still put pressure at the same time. So it's going to be a tall order, especially when he loses a tank like that to July's excellent mutas. And interesting position here for July. I like this. He's forcing Hwasin to waste scans, because Hwasin still doesn't have any science vessels, so Hwasin cannot advance because July has kind of daisy-chained his Lurkers like this. It's going to require very, very slow movement, and we're seeing the starport only going down now. So right now, July definitely is hugely favored in this game. Looks like a scan gun went off on that one Lurker. So July is forcing Hwasin to take it very slowly. I don't know how many scans Hwasin has left, but it can't be enough, I think, to be able to push all the way into July's base. And by the time he does, July should be at Defilers or very close to it. So I will say July is a huge advantage. He's got the left side also. Hwasin has had +1 for a while, but isn't doing very much good against July's patented Mutalisk Micro. I guess it's not patented because he should have defended his patent better if it was patented. Imagine it was patented, Mole Trap, like everyone had to pay July like $1 every time they did this, like stack their mutas together. I mean, freaking July would be a millionaire by now. That would be awesome, but he hasn't patented, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately, you can't patent StarCraft tricks, but anyway,
it's too bad.
It is too bad. That would be interesting. But Julyzerg moving out with a ton of forces. He's trying to stomp down on this force with all of his might. Now that it's within range of his door, he says, all right, that's enough messing around. I'm just going to take this stuff out. And moving in with relatively few Zerglings and Mutalisks, but just, again, the right combination at the right time and the right micro, able to take out those tanks and mech marines, and even the backups coming to help out as well. So Julyzerg has fended off this attack, and now he's at 5 bases, and Hwasin's still at 2. Hwasin still has not managed to take... actually, he just now planted down a command center at I think at his 3rd expansion, or maybe not. Maybe that's a group of marines and tanks. It's hard to say. But anyways, Julyzerg now taking a 6th base at the bottom right-hand corner. So we might see some Sauron Zerg here with Hive Tech Ultras and Defilers in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, Julyzerg is actually quite a serious guy in general, and Hwasin is his teammate, but if this game goes on much longer, I'll be expecting some queens out. I'll be expecting some sort of silliness, because Hwasin is pretty much out of this game at this point. No matter what he does, he is out. Although, actually, July doesn't have a lot of drones mining minerals, interesting enough. He's, well, I mean, he really doesn't need to, though. He has so many bases. Yeah, he's going to have overall way enough minerals, way enough resources of every kind of gas and mineral minerals and tech right now. So he's going to have that Dark Swarm out pretty soon. This is going to be Hwasin's one chance. I highly doubt it's going to succeed, though. I don't even see a vessel just yet. I mean, there's supposed to be one. Oh, there it is. But no expansion yet for Hwasin, so he needs to do it right now with his attack, and I gotta think that July is going to be ready for this.
Yeah, I think July is right. I mean, he knows this is coming. He's got these lurkers here, and for some reason, Hwasin taking a few extra hits that he didn't need to with his tanks there. But there's Defilers out. I don't know if Consume is quite ready yet, but all July needs to do is delay this force for maybe 30 seconds to get Consume finished upgrading if it's not already, and then he'll be able to plant down some... What? Here he comes, the Defiler going in! Swarm goes down! Lurkers underneath the Swarm, that is it. This attack is going to be repulsed, and I think you're right, that was Hwasin's chance. It looks like he's going to try and start going around and hunting expansions, which this expansion is not defended right now. Julyzerg's going to have to come in from the side with some Defiler tech to save this expansion, otherwise it is going to go down. Science Vessel almost dies. So Julyzerg may lose this expansion, but again, I think he has the expansions to spare at this point. And look at this. Still keeping his mules alive. Most Zerg players will suicide their mutas. Oh my god, he picked off all the Marines! Oh
How did he do that?
He repulsed the attack with mulisks alone.
That was just silly.
Oh man. Most Zerg players will suicide their mulisks as soon as they have, lurker tech. They'll just suicide it into attack to try and do as much damage to the first Terran force as possible. Julyzerg kept him around. He keeps bringing him out and microing down Marines over and over again. And he still has them around. And now that bought him enough time to get Swarm down on the door of that expansion. So that expansion is now going to be saved as well. Wow. So, and Julyzerg has the 6th base in the bottom right. Definitely up and running at this point. He's got gas at 9 o'clock. Wow. He's got gas at 7 o'clock. I think he has 5 gas right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He probably actually is at way excess gas right now. Oh, Plague! Oh, that was a beautiful Plague. We don't get to see the full extent because it's red on red. But certainly that was a very, very effective play. It certainly could drain the energy of those 2 medics. And Julyzerg didn't even have any upgrades for his mulisks. I was very surprised by that because of how well he did against those medic Marine. And that was incredible. With +1 attack on the Marines, no other upgrades, but still, that was ridiculous how good that micro is. Usually, the Mutalisk would die from that, but I guess also Hwasin wasn't really paying attention at that moment. Oh, Hwasin paying attention at this moment. Oftentimes, the Terran will start targeting the Mutalisk instead of the Sunken Colony in a situation like that. Anyway, July even delaying that natural expansion from going down. Also, he has Swarm again. Hwasin's got his first irradiate of the game off on one Defiler, but there's more Defilers coming out. Another great Swarm there. This is going to push back this attack once again from his natural expansion, pick off a couple Marines, and oh man, July almost takes down the command center. On the Mace, he doesn't have a Queen there. I would be building Queens right now, and then I'd lose to Hwasin, but no, I'd be building Queens if I were July. I mean, you might as well at this point.
Seriously, I've been saying this for a while. I don't know why Zerg players don't use Queens tactically more often. Because seriously, when they do that,
he ate a Defiler.
Did he? Oh, the Defiler was irradiated, so he ate the irradiated.
Yeah, it was.
That is genius. Nice work. But yeah, I mean, look, Hwasin trying to push in again, being repulsed by a Swarm again. And Hwasin not doing what Hwasin needs to be doing right now is he needs to be sending out dropships with medic Marine squads to all these expansions, because that is the one chink in Julyzerg's armor right now, as he doesn't really have all of his bases defended completely. He's got Nidus canals, but when you're a Terran and you're this far behind, that's the kind of thing you need to be doing, and Hwasin is not doing any of that at all. He's just playing really defensively and sending out these halting attacks through the middle of the map and getting swarmed, getting swarm/lurkered and driven off over and over and over again. And
wow, what are those tanks doing there?
They're getting plagued and destroyed. That's what they're doing. Oh man, look at this. He's not even microing these mutalisks, but there's only a few Marines, no medics, so they're gonna get eaten up. A little bit of attack coming here in the bottom left, and Julyzerg is going to have to work to defend that, but he may just sack it and just counterattack Hwasin's main is what might happen here.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly possible. There's a lot of things that you could do right now. Oh, looks like yeah, there is a Dark Swarm. Is it going to be another Dark? Is there going to be another Dark Swarm, or is he just going to sack it? He might just go for Hwasin's main here. Oh, that has a lot of lurkers. Julyzerg, yeah, it looks like he might just decide to sacrifice this bottom. Sorry, this bottom left. Yeah, Hwasin certainly managing to extend this game longer than I thought it would, but I think it's going to be over now. Yeah, Julyzerg all in that natural expansion. He's going to evacuate drones even, and he's going to be absolutely fine losing one of his many bases right now. He's still at 5 bases, although actually no, Hwasin actually killing 2 bases at once. Still, July is going to win this game, I got to say, because I mean, Hwasin, nice work there by Hwasin, I got to say. I don't think July was ready for a 2-pronged attack, and he's going to kill the Nice Canal before he can, you know, refugee those drones, get to the chopper, you know, like the fall of Saigon or something. Can't get him out on time, but oh, he gets him out. They go out by foot, and now they're going to be bolt people for a long time. Wow, Hwasin losing some vessels to Hydras. This reminds me of By Hero once again. He gets a ton of Hydras in one of the games. Yeah, and yeah, I think this game's pretty much over.
Yeah, sorry about the audio for people listening.
Go ahead,
later.
Moltrap.
I'm doing the one recording, and I think there's a little bit of lag, so it sounded like something going on with Collar there. But I think we're back in sync now, and he is moving in the front door here. It looks like his Defiler gets irradiated, but he's got a backup Defiler. Swarm goes down. He's already lost this expansion once. He's had to lift it and move out of the way. He's not mining at any other expansions right now. His main and his natural mineral only are mined out, so killing these, oh, it's just absolute SCV slaughter as well. It looks like maybe a third of those SCVs survived, and now he's not mining. And look at this, he even managed to save that expansion at the bottom left by spawning a few Zerglings and Hydralisks out of the larva there. And now he's up the ramp, Swarm on top of the ramp with lurkers there in the mix, and Hwasin doesn't seem to have been making many vessels the whole game. He's been spending his gas on tanks, and I'm really not sure if that was the best idea. Obviously, he hasn't done him enough good, and now he only has a few vessels out. He hasn't been able to irradiate the lurkers very much. So he's been getting the defilers pretty easily, but the lurkers have been surviving and not being irradiated. And yeah, this game is pretty much over. Hwasin going for a last-ditch re-attack on that bottom left. But when your main is in tatters, it doesn't do much good to kill off enemy expansions anymore. So, yeah, just throwing down plagues for no reason. He could just afford random plagues and swarms and things, and this is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow. This is just point. The fact that Hwasin's staying in this game. I mean, Hwasin's out of it, but I guess he's going to play for pride here. This is a exhibition match also, and a little bit of team pride is certainly important too. Hwasin is not mining minerals anymore, so it doesn't matter if he kills all of the armies and all the pretty much all the army of July. He is still rebuilding, whereas Hwasin's got to be mined out. He's mined out, and he's got to be out of resources, too, out of minerals. He does have a bunch of vessels, but at this point, this is just the Terran staying in the game, kind of like the living dead. I mean, he's out of this game, but the Terran can hang on for a long time, and July, yeah, plentiful minerals still. So, yeah, I mean, this game really showed how good July is at reading his opponent. I mean, he saw that Hwasin, he probably knew that Hwasin was going for that timing attack, that medic marine push to force Sunkens. So instead of putting Sunkens, though, he builds up a large force of maybe like 30 Lings or so and kills off that early force. And then later on, he just mass expands. He just mutamicros like crazy, and just completely destroys him. Oh, now getting speed upgraded Hydras, much like Hero did. Very interesting.
Yeah, Hero's definitely a guy to keep an eye on. He's been really impressing me lately, and it's funny because you're like you said earlier, by his style, you can tell that he's a disciple of Julyzerg just by the way he plays. It's kind of funny. It's kind of fun to watch him and see Julyzerg in his play style there. And he's going to target down that command center with Hydralisks alone. And I think with that dying command center, well, I was going to say something, like dies his last chance of survival, but I think that was gone long ago, to be completely honest. Yeah, he's got no minerals left mining. There's GG finally, coming from Hwasin. So Julyzerg with 2 wins in a row now against the Terran team is going to move on. He's going to have to either pick Lita or Flash to play next. So that should be a little bit more of a challenge, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Hwasin's pretty darn good, TVZ also. I mean, anyway, we won't say anymore. Let's see what he picks next. Thank you guys for watching Cholera and Mole Trap. GG.